Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of World of Tanks on the Xbox One. Today, we're going to be taking out a very familiar tank. I know you guys have been seeing a lot of Super Purging action, but you know, this game was amazing. That's all I can say. I'd appreciate it if you watch it to the end, or just skip to the end, I don't really care. Because that's when things get really, tense and I guess crazy, you could say. So here we are on the new map, Liberty Falls, and we're gonna push left here. I usually don't go this way. I don't know. I wanted to try it this game. So the Super Pershing is relatively fast, and I get here quick, and I already see some targets. I take a shot at this light tank, although it doesn't seem to connect. Artillery is firing in my direction, so I want to get rid of that sixth sense. At this point, I'm waiting for my team. Here we go. I just was waiting for somebody I could push up with. That's one shot, Grandpa. I don't actually know that guy, but when you play tanks enough, you start to remember names. And I've played with this guy many times. He knows what he's doing. He's also driving a very mean tank, so I'm going to push up with him. We are outnumbered on this side, if you're not counting the tanks on the bridge. But I have, a good amount of confidence in the armor on our two tanks in dealing with a couple of tier 7s and a light tank. We're pushing up, and there's a Panther 2 at a range of about 400 meters. I put a nice shot right through his gun mantlet, or the cheeks of his turret. And at this range, it's kind of hit or miss with this tank. That wasn't a joke. Literally hit or miss because the armor on the Panther is somewhat bouncy, and the accuracy on this tank is not good enough at this range to hit a weak point. So, lucky there. Went where I aimed it, and the next one, nope, it's gonna hit the upper plate. So, there we go. Our Mutant 6 takes him out, and we're moving up. So, the purpose of this video is to show you that this tank is unkillable. I'm sure you already know that if you've run into these tanks quite a bit on the battlefield, but this tank, it's not unkillable, but it's very hard to kill. And in this game, it sure felt like I was unkillable, because top tier, opening up tanks like this from the side, they have no chance, and he recognizes that. I don't know how I bounced that shot, honestly, but I'll be able to get one more into this light tank, hopefully, before he gets away. Yep, there we go. And he's gone. Also, this gameplay is more focused on the team's efforts altogether. Even though I did have an outstanding game just, as an individual. There's a little bit of lag right there on the chat you could see, but the rest of the game, I really don't have that much of an issue with the lag. Even though I understand many other people have been having issues, and there's been a lot of videos on YouTube about people having connectivity issues on World of Tanks. So here comes the unkillable characteristic again. T-43. As soon as he sees me coming at him, he is going to turn around and run for the hills. Of course, he is a tier lower. I would do the same. But even if he was, you say, a Panther 2 from earlier, like that tank, he still would probably run, at least if he knew what was good for him, because he would not be able to deal with this tank alone. And he is running. He's actually a pretty smart player. I noticed before he gets undetected that he is actually circling around, or at least I think he is circling around. I try to put up a pursuit, but the Super Pershing is somewhat fast, but just not fast enough to keep up. I noticed that he was circling around, and I'm going to think actually for once in my life, and I'm going to realize, you know, I bet that he is going to loop around and he's going to try to engage me from the rear and, you know, put some shots into the back of my turret, and things aren't going to go well if I let that happen. So, you know, I buckle around and I come back, and here we go. I suspect he's going to come around the corner. There he is. Boom. Put in a nice tracking auto aim shot right in him. I didn't actually think that was going to hit him because it was an auto aim on a moving target, but you know, it did. I wouldn't recommend this move as the T-32 is attacking you from the other side, but you know, you do what you got to do. This tank is unkillable anyways, so why not? You notice this guy's on pretty much full health, or not anymore, and he's going to charge in thinking, oh, easy kill, you know, this will be no problem. That was his first mistake. His second mistake would be letting me do this to him. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. He probably could have killed me if he, you know, kept face hugging me, because the only place I can penetrate his armor would be on his lower plate, or his side, if he keeps giving me his side like this. Then again, I know he is using his repair kit to try to get the tank around, but for every shot he puts into me, I put 2 into him, because the rate of fire is ridiculous on this tank. And, you know, this tank is unkillable. I know it's not really unkillable, but it's hard to kill. You gotta admit that. And now I'm switching over to my skill rounds because I want the kill. And I only carry 3 with me. I've already told you about that in previous videos. If you can't kill with 3 shots, you shouldn't be using premium anyways, and you shouldn't be engaging that tank. When I say 3 shots, I mean 3 shots of APCR, obviously. So that's how I stay greedy and I don't waste my money. I carry 3 with me. However, that is going to, you know, really actually come back to bite me in the end of this game, because there is a Ferdinand, and Ferdinands have a lot of armor. And the Super Pershing doesn't have very much pen, and neither does a Lycan, and neither does an AFK artillery player. And yes, he is AFK. Trust me, I thought he wasn't. This game probably would have went a lot differently in the end if he was actually playing, but right now I would be thinking that he's going to cover us. The Lycan obviously wants my help, but I'm just not fast enough to keep up with him. He's detected the Ferdinand. The Ferdinand is camping in the back left of his spawn. I would do the same if I was in his situation, honestly. I tell the Lycan to wait up. He signals, you know, affirmative, but he still is kind of anxious to get this kill. He wants, you know, the Top Gun. He's at 5 kills. And he wants the guts and glory, all that good stuff. And the Super Pershing, I just can't keep up with him. He's getting too reckless, and that's not going to turn out well for him. He's finally calmed down a little bit, and I've got into position. I fire a blind shot, and it doesn't connect with the target once again. And the Ferdinand is a very smart player, because he knows that the Lycan is there and I'm over here. He doesn't actually know I'm over here, but he can tell because of the incoming fire. He knows since the Lycan is in front of him, the gun that's shooting at him has got to be the medium tank. And the medium tank most likely has a gun that is stronger than the Lycan's. So he is facing his armor at me, even though the Lycan is, you know, close enough to potentially put shots into his side. He is a smart player, and we're going to see that pretty soon. I'm starting to push up because I want to get up in the front line right next to the Lycan so we can take this guy out. The Lycan, however, I think has finally lost his patience. He says, on my way, and you know, I'm kind of like, whoa, what do you mean? I'm on my way. I'm going to help out. You know, you just wait. And yeah, there we go. I believe he tries to put a couple shots in the Ferdinand, and it doesn't work out. That's what happens. You got to wait for me, buddy. I would have helped you out. But here we go. 1-on-1. Ferdinand, artillery is AFK because he would be shooting at him by now. And the Ferdinand, he could have stayed up there, honestly, but he decided that I was on low enough health. He could have actually killed me with one shot here. But this is going to be a battle of two tanks that cannot penetrate each other. I try to track him, but he ends up just sliding down the hill enough after I track him that I decide to back off a little bit. He continues to bounce, and I continue to bounce. He rams me, and things are not looking good because all he has to do is put one good shot into my cupola, and I'm done. And that's why I'm waggling the turret, so he cannot put a shot in. Makes it very hard for him to put a shot in, and this is where things get crazy. You'd think that the game would be over for me right now. But no, this tank is unkillable. You know, I'm going to keep fighting. And I recover. He misses a shot, a little bit of luck. He misses again. And I actually damage him there in the track. So, for some reason, I did it again. I don't know what I'm actually penetrating there, but I keep shooting into his track, thinking I'll penetrate again, and it's just not happening. And I actually made a mistake here. I didn't realize that he was tracked. I thought he was, you know, still pushing up against me. But once I realized that he is pushing away from me, I mean, I'm pushing him away, I realize that he is tracked. And I get around him, and I use it to expose his weak spot. And there you go. That's an amazing game, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this replay, and that truly shows that the Super Pershing is an unkillable tank. Thank you guys for watching once again. Have a wonderful day.